Investing made me a millionaire, and I know that everybody's always telling you guys that you have to invest and never showing you how, but that's not what we do here. In this video, I'm going to show you some of my favorite and simple investments to help you get started. In my most recent videos, I did a 5-minute investing crash course and also one that shows you step by step how to buy your first investment. So go back and watch those after. Now, the first thing you need to understand about choosing your investments is the selection process is actually pretty easy. And this is because, contrary to popular belief, we are not looking for the needle in the haystack. We are not trying to figure out which company will do better than all the rest, because we know that's gambling, and even the professionals cannot get that right. The total market returns an average of 10% a year, and people who try to beat the market usually end up losing money. Stats say that 95% of day traders, people who pick stocks, actually lose money. Instead of stock picking, we are going to diversify. This means not putting all your eggs in one basket. And we do this so we can make money and not lose it. The way I want you to think about investing is the same way that you learned how to drive. You drive defensively because you can't control the other people on the road, but you can control your own actions to help prevent an accident. So while you can't control the market, you can control how you set yourself up to make sure that you have a positive outcome. Personally, for me, I like worldwide diversification because I don't believe that all of the great companies are in America. A good example of an investment that does this for Americans is VT, Vanguard Total World Stock ETF. It has an expense ratio of 0.07%, which is incredibly low. And the lower those fees, the more money you get to keep in your own pocket. People out here paying an advisor 1%, 2%, 3%. I have seen it. But you got to understand that that advisor is not doing anything for you that you can't do yourself for a lot cheaper. Even a 1% difference in fees can mean 10 years less in retirement income. And a fee of 2 to 3% means you will have to save and invest double that of someone who does it on their own with an investment like VT to end up with the same amount. Now this here is the investment fact sheet. It's going to show you the performance over time compared to the benchmark. You want to make sure that the returns you're seeing on the benchmark are similar to what you're seeing overall for the investment fund. We're also going to look at the number of different companies or stocks it holds within it. So this one's about 9,900. You can see we have worldwide exposure. And here we can actually see what the top holdings are, meaning what companies are inside that fund. If you only want exposure to US companies, you could do something like VTI. This is the total US stock market. Or something like VOO, which is the S&P 500 index. This would allow you to invest in 500 of some of the biggest or best companies in America. However, I don't believe this is a total portfolio in one. In Canada, you could start your research with something like VEQT. This would be similar to VT that we talked about first, which covers companies across the entire world. And if you wanted something that had bonds in it, you could check out this asset allocation fund. It's VGRO. It's 80% stocks and 20% bonds. Bonds are used in your portfolio for stability and fixed income, not growth like stocks are. And while you may be able to make more money holding more stocks in your portfolio, bonds also serve a place. As a good rule of thumb to figure out how much bonds versus stocks you should have in your portfolio, you can use the 120 or 110 minus your age rule. So let's say you were 30 years old and you used 120 minus your age. That means 90% would be in stocks, 10% in bonds. Personally, for the investing portfolios I have for traditional retirement, I am in my early 30s. I'm not planning on using these until I'm in my 60s. I have these in 100% stocks. I will probably change this allocation about 10 years out from my goal. Now, obviously, there's only so much that I can tell you guys in 4 minutes. So if you want to learn more, I have a 90-minute free investing masterclass. You can sign up and grab your spot on our website under freebies.